This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us. Our top story tonight, the one-year anniversary of the deadliest mass shooting on American soil.
Today in Orlando, the community is honoring the 49 people who lost their lives and the others hurt in the Pulse nightclub massacre. 1 year ago today, a gunman opened fire in that packed club and took hostages, leading to a nearly 3-hour standoff with police. ABC's Janae Norman shows us how the city is continuing to heal.
1 year later.
It's been a year, so it's rightfully time to celebrate their passing.
The scene outside Pulse nightclub is starkly different June 12th, 2017 than it was 1 year before. The same morning, investigators say a shooter walked into the packed club and opened fire before killing 49 and hurting so many more.
I miss Pulse. I miss everything it stood for.
But those scenes of chaos, heartache, and tragedy giving way to bright colors, rainbows, and a celebration of the 49 souls who lost their lives on that unimaginable night.
We are here to remember the innocent lives that were lost. We're here to honor them, along with their families and their loved ones. And we're here to salute the survivors.
And for the survivors, victims' families, and the community, it's been a year of healing.
Helps with the healing process to know that it's something that is not forgotten and hopefully won't ever be forgotten.
The 365 days since that tragic night that changed the city of Orlando forever, offering a silver lining, an outpouring of love after an act of so much hate.
It's remarkable to think that after this horrible tragedy, this is the time when people all come together to show their true colors.
The events continue throughout the day, including another remembrance ceremony here right outside Pulse nightclub later this evening. And one thing that's been a constant at these events is the reading of the 49 victims' names, showing that they are the focus, remembering and honoring those 49 people whose lives were cut short. Janae Norman, ABC News, Orlando.
The first identified victim from the Pulse shooting last year was Sarasota resident Eddie Sotomayor. Those close to Top Hat Eddie, as his friends called him, sharing what they learned over the last year and how they want their friend to be remembered. Sotomayor's former boss at the travel company Legendary Journeys says Eddie always taught them to be fearless in the face of bigotry, and it's likely the same message he would want to carry on. Another Sarasota couple has designed a now iconic car honoring all 49 victims plus the 53 injured in the shooting, and it all started as a tribute to Sotomayor.
The families that see the car are ecstatic, because they think that, or they know somebody that didn't know their children are trying to keep them alive.
Don't be afraid. You can't be afraid. You have to move on. And I said that many, many times last year, and I say it so succinctly today.
A tribute for Sotomayor will take place around the fountain at Payne Park tonight, starting at 6 o'clock.
And blood drives are taking place across the country today to honor the memory of the Pulse nightclub victims, as the 1 year anniversary of the Pulse nightclub massacre takes place today. As we have mentioned, the Suncoast is gearing up to honor the lives lost by helping save others. In the wake of the tragedy, thousands of people turned out across the country doing their part to help donate blood. On the day of the shooting anniversary, Suncoast Blood Banks hopes people in our area realize that blood is needed every day.
We need to exercise tolerance. We need to care about one another. And one great way to show you care is to donate blood.
There are 5 Suncoast Blood Bank locations in Sarasota and Manatee counties. For more information, just head to our website, mysuncoast.com.
Good to do any time of the year.
Yeah, you have to remember,
today.
not just when we have tragedies and not just today. They need to. The supply does not last long. It doesn't have a long shelf life, so you have to keep donating.
All right, a pretty soggy weekend here in the Suncoast, and some more storms out there this afternoon. Here's Bob with more.
Yeah, it's been really quiet throughout most of the day today. We had a lot of clouds around. We had a few showers, but really nothing like we're getting right now. Big storms breaking out along the sea breeze front as the southeasterly flow is there. And you can see these storms moving through Charlotte County now near Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda. This activity really starting to intensify as it makes its way toward Northport. Northport, you're getting some rainfall. Also into Inglewood, lightning nearby. Venice, look out. Also Osprey and Nokomis as that line right there that you see, which is producing quite a few lightning strikes, but more importantly, some torrential downpours near US 41 North River Road. And you kind of project this out over the northwest. Nokomis and Venice, and I mentioned Osprey, also going to see some of that. This just kind of blew up in the last 30 minutes right there in Palmetto and Bradenton, and I'll put the map into motion and show you what's been going on. You can see that this is just a half hour ago. There was nothing there on the return, and then all of a sudden it exploded. It only takes about 20 minutes for these storms to generate lightning, so keep that in mind. We have had a couple of lightning strikes with it. It's moving off toward northwest Bradenton near Palmasola and heading toward the Robinson Preserve. We'll have much more on our wet forecast coming up. We have scattered showers through this evening and some moderate to heavy rainfall possible. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. A follow-up now on the woman responsible for a Manatee County crash that killed a 2-year-old boy. Today, a Manatee County judge sentenced Shamika Jones to 28 years in prison, followed by 5 years probation. In February of 2015, Jones was driving drunk on I-75 with only a learner's permit. When she went off the shoulder of the road, the SUV flipped multiple times and hit several trees. There were 9 children in the SUV and 2 other adults. 2-year-old Isaac Solomon died in the crash, and a 6-month-old infant suffered a skull fracture. The other children suffered only minor injuries.
An airport worker is taken to the hospital after crashing a vehicle into a plane. It happened around 10:30 this morning at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. SRQ President and Chief Executive Officer Rick Piccolo explains the situation.
His cart approaching the aircraft to unload bags. Either the brakes failed or he missed the pedal. We don't know yet. And it went under the aircraft. It scraped the bottom of the aircraft, broke off one antenna.
Piccolo says the worker was shaken up but did not appear to be injured. He was taken to the hospital as a precaution. The plane, which was headed to Atlanta, received only minor damage. It was unloaded and inspected to make sure that it can fly.
U.S. Coast Guard is warning boaters on the Suncoast that the new pass channel is dangerous.
This week, the Coast Guard will remove navigational markers that they say are no longer accurate because of shoaling. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is joining us live from New Pass to explain why these signs are coming down. Jess.
Good evening, Haley and Scott. New Pass is one of 3 channels that leads into Sarasota Bay. As you can see behind me, it splits Lido and Longboat Keys, and it runs right next to Moat Marine. Now, while the U.S. Coast Guard isn't shutting down New Pass completely, it's warning boaters that they can't guarantee their safety. Captain Johnny Walker charters the Sarasota waters nearly every day.
You know, I've been guiding here for 45 years almost, and in those 45 years, this pass has been dredged 6 times that I know of.
The most recent was last year, but the New Pass channel is becoming nearly impossible to keep up with.
The Gulf Stream brings the water from the north to the south and essentially shifts all the sand that they dredged, because what they did is dredge straight out, and it shifted all that sand that just blocks the entire passway.
After the U.S. Coast Guard finished dredging just 9 months ago, Walker says the channel shifted almost immediately. Then the shoaling was intensified by 2016's hurricane season.
These channels, if left alone, will create their own channel. The problem is the Coast Guard doesn't want to mark it anymore because it moves so much.
Once the markers come down, boats will be able to move through the New Pass channel at their own risk. Walker says that won't be a problem for most smaller boats with operators who are familiar with the waterways. It's the out-of-towners who will struggle.
So you're going to have local knowledge, and you're going to have to know how to read the water. When the water's clear, there's no problem. You can see the difference. But when it's rough and the water's riled up, it's hard to see where that channel is.
And the well-traveled New Pass channel may lose some traffic.
I think a lot more people would be wary to try it just because there aren't any channel markers there anymore. A lot of people see channel markers and they think that that means safe water.
Leaving not very many viable alternatives. The Big Pass also isn't marked. The Venice Inlet, 15 miles south, and Longboat Pass will be the closest viable options for deep draft boats and those unfamiliar with the waterways. The signs are likely to come down on Wednesday, weather dependent. Now, the Coast Guard also plans to put up warning signs to alert dangerous shoals to the boaters. Live at the New Pass channel, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Jess. And ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now to tell us that we are starting a down day on Wall Street to start off this week. Richard.
Haley, you're absolutely right. It was a down day, and frankly, down 84 points at the low of the day, and actually up 6 early this morning, so we did have a 90-point range. But the story really is not today. The story is tomorrow and Wednesday. The federal committee that looks at interest rates, the Federal Open Market Committee, will take a look, and frankly, they raised rates in December, they raised rates in March, and it's all but a lock that they will raise rates one more time, that being on Wednesday. Whether they do it again later in the year, to be determined, but we'll have to see. Now let's take a look at the figures as they stand at 4 o'clock. There you see the Dow down 36 points, not quite 0.2% at 21,235.67. That on volume of 688 million shares. The NASDAQ has been weak, down another 0.5% today, 32 points at 6,175.47. That on volume of 1,707 million shares. And the S&P, actually the smallest move of the day, down just by 0.1%, not even 2.5 points at 2,429.39. Well, there's a big shakeup at a company called General Electric. Jeffrey Immelt, who has been the CEO at GE since 2001, 16 years, is out. He's being replaced by a man by the name of John Flannery, who has been with GE for a very long time and has been the CEO of GE's health division. Let's do a little mathematics for you. Just so far this year, shares of GE are down by 12%. Guess what? During that same time, the S&P is up by 9%. And believe it or not, in the last 10 years, shares of General Electric are down by more than 30%. And guess no surprise here, today they were up by almost 4% on the news that Mr. Immelt is retiring.
And you've also got some news on a little company called Amazon, Richard.
Boy, their stock is everywhere. If you recall, just last week we talked about the fact that it was trading above 1,000. It was down 33 points at one point during the day today, finished with a loss of 13 points. And of course, when a stock's trading at 900 and anything, 13 points doesn't mean a great deal, but it certainly gets your attention.
Okay. Richard, thank you so much for the update.
You're welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, sea turtles on track to break another record. What you can do to help make sure it's another successful nesting season here in Florida.
And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus the mix of sunny weather and storms causing migraines. What you can do to prevent these types of headaches in Health Smart.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Are you stuck on what to get Dad this Father's Day? Well, it's not all ties and power tools. I'm Joey Panic. On Suncoast View, we'll help you shop local with some unique Father's Day gift ideas from St. Armand's Circle. We help make a difference in the lives of shelter dogs with the Humane Society, and we'll show you how easy it is for you to help. Plus, we'll talk retirement and money matters, and Muse at the Ringling is in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Sea turtle nesting season is now reaching its peak, and the number of reptiles laying eggs on Florida beaches continues to rise.
2016 saw more than 120,000 loggerhead nests in the state, while 2015 was a record nesting year for green sea turtles. Sea turtle mothers always nest at the same beach where they were hatched. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says that's why it's so important that all beaches stay dark and clear from obstructions during these summer months.
We're seeing more and more interactions between people who are excited, they want to go to the beach and see sea turtles, but they don't realize that they can actually be doing harm. Sea turtles nest at night, and they're very skittish. They're very vulnerable to activity on the beach or lights.
In recent years, the growing number of green sea turtles in the state has led them to be reclassified as a threatened species rather than endangered. Of course, we know the turtles love our beaches. There's plenty of nests out there.
Right. A lot of people love the beaches when it's nice out, and it hasn't been too nice as of late. We are looking at a good chance for showers and storms over the upcoming days. Again, it's not going away anytime soon. And in fact, the rain is moving in across places here along the Sun Coast, and it is heavy at times, with lightning being reported into parts of Sarasota and Charlotte counties, also into Manatee County. Van Way's a webcam showing a lot of clouds today, but not a lot of rainfall here in downtown Sarasota, but that is soon to change too, I do believe, as we're starting to see a line of showers developing, pushing up from the southeast to the northwest. A very active radar across Florida and throughout the southeast, a little disturbance in the upper levels of the atmosphere. On top of that, just plenty of tropical moisture continuing to stream around an area of high pressure off the coast of Florida. Brings us this southeasterly wind component, little west coast breeze develops, and showers and storms converge and kind of move off toward the northwest. That's what we're seeing right now. Even some winds gusting as high as 40 miles an hour with this particular cell right there. You'll notice this just kind of flares up in northwest Bradenton, another area developing into east Manatee County at this hour. So very active pattern, and this is expected to continue, it looks like, through much of this work week and beyond. Now, the rain is falling fairly heavy near Northport and Warm Mineral Springs, stretching along US 41 down to street level we go. South Venice, you're getting some rainfall at the airport there. Look out, that line is moving right in there, and a lot of lightning back behind that near North River Road and US 41, the Tarpon Point getting some rainfall. You project this out. These are the next, within the next 23 minutes or so, it would be Nokomis and places to the north. Now, a wider view shows this line moving through, and you can see just a lot of moisture around the state. And it looks as though we will see this stick around for the upcoming days. As this high pressure doesn't move much, it provides us with that southeasterly wind flow, which really draws the moisture up from the tropics. And we're also watching some long-range models indicating we may see a low pressure area developing near the Yucatan Peninsula next week. So this may not be over after we get through this week. Right now we are expecting through this evening a chance for showers and storms scattered through 9 o'clock. They'll taper off to isolated by 11 o'clock tonight. There could still be a few overnight showers, and not a lot, not like we're seeing now, but temperatures will be in the low 70s by 11 o'clock. And current conditions now at Venice, it is raining there at the airport, 79 degrees, some thunder being heard as well. Although Sarasota, the automated system showing sunny skies. It's cloudy, high-level clouds now, but some low clouds moving in. Temperatures, dew points, way up there in the low 70s to mid-70s. So yes, with a high dew point temperature, it feels warm and muggy, even despite the clouds that were around. We warmed up into the low 90s for the most part. Tomorrow's highs will be close to 90 degrees. We'll see scattered showers to isolated showers in the morning, more so in the afternoon and evening, and some of those will be heavy at times. That east to southeasterly wind component stays with us through Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday, and even into Friday. So look for an active sea breeze front each and every afternoon. It looks like no major washout, but we will see showers and storms developing mainly in the afternoon and evening. For boaters tomorrow, east winds at 10 knots. Seas will be right around 2 feet, although winds and seas higher near those storms. 83 in the water temperature. UV index will be rather low. The tides upcoming for Sarasota Bay, 10:34 for the next low tide. High tide will be at 4:56 and sunset at 8:26. The extended forecast calling for 60% chances for scattered storms Tuesday, Wednesday, and then maybe a little less, but still around all the way through Father's Day with a good chance for afternoon storms. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. And Suncoast Traffic Watch, no crashes right now, but we're seeing parts of Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota are slowed down a little bit. Some yellow on the map there, heading both east and west near the interstate, and then closer as you get to US 41. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, immune therapy is the hottest trend in cancer care, and so-called living drugs are the next frontier. Genetically engineering a patient's own immune cells to be stronger and smarter lets them grow inside the body into an army that seeks and destroys tumors. 2 versions of these CAR T cells may hit the market soon to treat some types of leukemia and lymphoma. Now researchers are trying to harness their power to help more patients and more common kinds of cancer. Weather on the Suncoast changes constantly this time of year, as you know, from a bright sunny day to an approaching thunderstorm, and both of those can wreak havoc on a headache. Research shows that changes in barometric pressure can be associated with migraine headache attacks. As the pressure falls, people who suffer from migraines will often sense it and become stressed. Doctors at Cleveland Clinic say managing stress through exercise, deep breathing, or relaxation techniques can help. Increasing magnesium intake prior to a weather change may help limit or prevent a migraine, as well as staying hydrated. Coming up, families rush in to escape an explosive fire ripping through a Baltimore neighborhood. The damage that was caused by this big blast. Plus, car trouble in Bradenton, what a man did when he found a python coiled up under his hood. That is next.
I dropped it on the floor and he stepped on it.
No matter how you broke your smartphone, there's only one smart way to fix it. Batteries plus bulbs. Schedule your repair at batteriesplus.com.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Multiple families in Baltimore are homeless tonight after an explosive fire Sunday morning. Fire officials say there was an apparent gas explosion at a home around 7 a.m. The fire and blast damaged at least 4 more homes nearby. Several people, including 4 children, were able to escape the fire, some making it out just moments before their roof collapsed. One resident says he and his wife reported smelling gas overnight, but firefighters found nothing wrong in their house. He says the smell never went away, and the real issue was only revealed when the house next door exploded.
My neighbors, bless their hearts, was trying to bust the windows out, banging on the door to make sure that everybody was up and trying to get out to see if anybody was hurt.
I mean, I'm still in shock right now over all this.
All of the victims were evaluated at the hospital with only one requiring treatment. The fire department is investigating now the cause of that explosion. So what's the quickest way to get upstaged on your wedding day? Why, have President Trump show up, of course. The commander-in-chief turned into the crasher-in-chief when he popped in at a wedding reception at New Jersey's Trump National Golf Club. President Trump posed for pics with the bride and groom and signed some autographs, and guests cheered and chanted while the president made the rounds. The president was in New Jersey to headline a weekend GOP fundraiser.
A Bradenton man called for backup when he found a slithery surprise hiding in his car. When the man's car wouldn't start last Friday, he opened the hood to see what the problem was. Well, inside the car, he found a 3-foot-long ball python coiled on top of the engine. Volunteers with Wildlife Inc. Education and Rehabilitation Center came out to the scene, and within 30 minutes, they were able to pull out the snake. The snake is now in possession of one of those volunteers.
You don't call a mechanic for that.
No, no, you don't. I'm wondering what attracted the snake to that.
Maybe the warm engine.
That's what I was wondering. Did they seek warmth? Yeah, I guess they do.
Although it's been pretty warm out.
I don't know what else, how much more warm they want it to be. But still to come on your Suncoast News, new rules surrounding medical marijuana in Florida, how the decisions in Tallahassee could impact operations on the Suncoast.
Plus, the Legacy Trail runs into some legal trouble, how lawsuits from homeowners could hurt the expansion plan. That story coming up.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
What's a nice Jewish girl to do when she can't introduce her WASP boyfriend to her conservative parents? Hire an actor. Hilarious and insightful, Bo Jest is at the Players Center June 14th through the 25th, and it's your ticket to a sizzling summer. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit theplayers.org. Don't miss Bo Jest.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Belt Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Nah in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live at the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, Contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.